It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Beanie Yo 185. Day in the neighborhood. My brothers and sisters, thank God it's Friday. And thank God that I can do another Reaction Beanie Yo. And thank God that y'all coming back to the channel once again to fuck with the bean. And we're gonna go to the channel that we supposed to been went to yesterday, but then we had to check out that coffee house crime video real quick. So we're gonna get to him today. And this channel is Lazy Masquerade. Going back to the lazy man. And the title of the video, more disturbing cases with chilling evidence. Now see, this is the thing I like about Lazy Masquerade channel. He have that videos and audio and just storytelling that just always leave you like, what the fuck did I just see? What the did I just hear? Like he get your brain to turning. He get the wheels to turning inside your head, just wondering like, Y'all know what I'm saying? So I'm real excited to be back here on Lazy Masquerade once again. But before we get into this video, y'all know what y'all gotta do now. Get whatever you might need. Get what you need. We back to the lazy man once again, my people. Y'all got what y'all need? Y'all ready to go? Then let's go. The lazy.
In this episode, we'll be exploring two cases that are bound to churn your stomach and make you question your faith in humanity. Both cases have some chilling evidence to accompany them, namely some CCTV footage that chronicles a woman's last night on Earth, and a set of photos taken moments before this couple had their lives snatched away from them.
Damn.
Neither case is for the faint of heart, so get yourself into the right frame of mind as we get ready to explore these mysteries together and see if we can make any sense of them. But just before we begin, it's nice to have a way to unwind after a hard day, which is why I'm happy to introduce today's sponsor, Rage.
Come on, lazy with his commercials, man. But the thing that's cool about Lazy, he don't show his face like doing why he telling his videos, but it's just funny to see him when he do his ads. You actually get to see how he actually look. Y'all know what I'm saying? Just something that make him a little more unique and different than everybody else, I guess. I like this dude channel though. And y'all fuck with Shadow Legends, man. Y'all fuck with it. Let's go.
Born in New York and raised in Florida, real estate agent Sasha Samsudin was known as the Cupid of apartment hunting.
Hey guys, I'm Sasha from 407apartments.com and I'm also this year's AAGO Education Chair.
Fun, friendly, and a consummate professional, Sasha was a well-respected member of her local community who had helped countless people find a place to call home. As for her own digs, Sasha lived in downtown Orlando, in an apartment block ironically named Uptown Place. It was a secure building with numerous CCTV cameras, a security guard, and digital key codes for each individual apartment. On the evening of October 16th, 2015, a then 27-year-old Sasha went on a night out with friends, all of them decked out in purple shirts, celebrating their favourite football team's win that day. The group ended up at a nightclub called Attic, where they drank and danced the night away. At approximately 12:30 AM on October 17th, Sasha said goodbye to her pals and departed from the venue alone. One of her friends, Anthony Roper, had made breakfast plans with Sasha for later that morning, and so figured that he would see her again very soon. However, Sasha never showed up for breakfast.
Damn.
Thinking that was out of character, Anthony began calling and messaging Sasha to see where she was. She didn't answer, which again was unlike her.
It's very out of the ordinary to not hear from her because Sasha is very, very active on social media, text messaging and everything. So I reached out to her closer friends. Nobody else had heard from her.
And how many videos, y'all, we have watched where a woman leave a club or a bar by herself on foot and end up never being seen from or heard from again, or we find out that she got murdered. They found her body, you know what I'm saying? They found her dead somewhere. Like, man, what I'm really trying to say is, especially I'm talking to my ladies out there now. I mean, it go for men too, but especially my ladies. Listen. Don't leave no damn bar or club by yourself, especially if you ain't got no car to get into real quick and take off. If you gotta walk to a destination, have a friend with you. Have somebody to help and make sure that you get to that destination. You know what I'm saying? It could be you and your girlfriend, you and your your bestie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could just. I done seen so many videos and heard it so many times where this same shit happen, man. Y'all just be more safe out there, man. Let's go.
Concerned for her well-being, Anthony and two other friends went to Sasha's apartment later that day. The trio knocked on Sasha's door. When she didn't open it, Anthony called the police.
Hi, I need to fill out a missing persons report. We went to her apartment to go check. She's there, and she's gone.
And what is her first name?
Her first name is Sasha.
Officers arrived to conduct a wellness check at 8 p.m. that evening. They noted that there wasn't any sign of a forced entry, but upon gaining access to Sasha's apartment, they were immediately hit by the smell of bleach.
Oh shit.
It didn't take long for them to find Sasha's lifeless body in the bedroom, wrapped up in her comforter. The clothes covering her torso had been torn open. Her necklace was caught in her hair. The bottom half of her body was bare. The coroner determined that she had sustained injuries to the head and arms, but had ultimately been strangled until all of the life in her was snuffed out. Whoever had taken Sasha's life, they were almost certainly male, made obvious by the fact that they had left the toilet seat up.
Wow.
But despite having doused half the apartment with bleach in an attempt to destroy any physical evidence that he had left behind, this unknown killer had made several huge mistakes. On that very same toilet seat lid, detectives found 2 fingerprints which didn't belong to Sasha or anyone close to her. The perpetrator had also left behind a shoe imprint next to her bed, and his DNA was found on Sasha's body. Unfortunately, it didn't match with anyone on their system. Investigators began to question whether Sasha had met someone that night and invited them over. They turned their attention to the many CCTV cameras between Attic and Sasha's condominium, and despite it having been a very busy night in downtown Orlando, they were able to identify her and track her movements. Curiously, despite leaving the venue alone, Sasha was caught on camera walking with 2 other females. After an appeal, this duo would come forward. As it would turn out, these women had spotted Sasha stumbling home by herself, and, worried about her, offered to get a taxi with her and drop her back home. Sasha took them up on their offer. The pair then watched as she walked up to her condominium. The building's security guard, a man named Stephen Duxbury, denied her entrance to the building since apparently he didn't recognize her. But according to these women, another resident entering the building vouched for her and led her inside. Following this, the authorities questioned that same security guard.
That's the motherfucker who did it. That's the motherfucker who did it. Now, I know I said earlier, you know what I'm saying, if you're a woman by yourself, you shouldn't be walking by yourself home or some shit like that. And she was doing it, but 2 ladies did come try to save her and help her out, you know what I'm saying? And they got her to a place for the fucking security guard to do this shit of the damn building, y'all. Fucking sick, bro. It's like the people that you think are there to protect you can be the ones that's there to cause you the most harm. Let's go.
Stephen Duxbury. According to him, after finally letting her into the building, Stephen later found Sasha trying and failing to enter her apartment. She was apparently so intoxicated that she couldn't remember the access code. She asked Stephen to walk her to a car outside so that she could get her backup key. However, before they got there, Sasha remembered the code and ran back to her door.
We went out and we didn't even go to any car because maybe 5 steps out. She's like, wait, I think I remember the code now. And then bring her back to the thing. She starts trying to punch in codes and it's still not working. At this point, I'm like, I gotta keep doing my job. I'm just gonna go do another sweep. And if I come back and you're still not in your apartment, we're gonna have to figure out how to deal with the situation.
According to Stephen, as Sasha went to input her code, he did a sweep of the apartment. When he returned, Sasha was no longer there, and he assumed that she had finally gotten inside. Stephen claimed that he saw Sasha again that night, walking down a hallway, this time chatting with a man he had never seen before. That unknown man quickly became the investigators' prime suspect. Next, detectives looked at Sasha's phone history and learned that the last message she had ever sent before her slaying was to an ex-boyfriend named Ben. The two of them had been texting each other throughout that night, and Ben had asked Sasha if she'd like to meet him at a party. At 5:12 AM, however, Sasha sent him a text which simply read, "Ben." This was the last message that she ever sent. Ben was tracked down and questioned, but after voluntarily giving up a DNA sample and giving the authorities a concrete alibi, he was ruled out as a potential suspect. Eventually, the authorities were able to get their hands on Uptown Place's security recordings from the night of Sasha's demise. That footage would prove to be extremely revealing. At 1:46 AM, Sasha was seen entering the building, followed by the resident who let her in. This man follows Sasha and asks if she's okay. She was then seen stumbling up the stairs and disappeared from the camera's view for approximately 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
At 2:06 AM, she was again caught on camera, now running up another flight of stairs. This time, pursued by the building's security guard, Stephen.
Oh my fucking God, you motherfucker. And I was thinking this shit in my head, y'all, a little earlier, but I didn't want to stop the video at the time. But I was like, hold on, this damn apartment building do got CCTV footage, whatever. They got damn cameras on it. She running away from the man. He chasing her. Let's take that back, man. I need to see that again, man. Look at this shit here, y'all.
She was again caught on camera, now running up another flight of stairs. This time, pursued by the building's security guard, Stephen Duxbury.
Crazy.
At 2:25 AM, he and Sasha were filmed walking together towards the building's parking lot, just as Stephen had told the investigators earlier.
Okay, now I'm even more damn confused, cause baby, she wasn't running from him like he was like, I'm finna kill you, or come here, or some shit. Cause now she walking with him consensual, and his story adding up. I don't know where we going with this one. I just hope we get some answers at the end. Let's go.
They're both seen re-entering the building after Sasha remembered her entrance code. So far, so innocent.
Yeah.
However, they quickly realized that there wasn't any footage of Sasha walking down the hallways with an unknown male, as Stephen had told them. Here's where things get dark. At 5:13 AM, at almost exactly the same time Sasha sent her final ever message, security guard Stephen was caught moving in the direction of Sasha's apartment. At 6:36 AM, he was again seen exiting the building, this time carrying 2 trash bags, which he then placed in his car outside. At 6:39 AM, he clocked off from work and left the scene. Finding all that suspicious, detectives took a closer look and realized that the type of trash bag Stephen was carrying were the exact same type that Sasha kept in her apartment. Believing that he may have been removing evidence from the scene, investigators obtained a warrant to search Stephen Duxbury's house. Inside, they found a pair of shoes that matched perfectly with the print found near Sasha's bed.
Got him.
They also learned that his fingerprints matched perfectly with those found on Sasha's toilet seat, and the DNA found on her remains was also an exact match. A bite mark on Stephen's arm and scratches on his body suggested that somebody had recently fought back against him. Perhaps the most disturbing piece of evidence against Stephen, though, came when the police searched his phone records. Just a few short minutes before Sasha was killed, Stephen had Google searched how to override a quickset keypad lock, the exact same type of lock on Sasha's door. In the face of such a mountain of evidence, it took a jury only 4 hours of deliberation to find Stephen guilty of Sasha's murder. He was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
Good.
After looking at the footage, many believe that Sasha realized who Stephen really was underneath his uniform, and that she could sense the peril she was in. That she feigned forgetting her entrance code so that Stephen, who was sticking to her like glue, wouldn't be able to force himself inside her apartment. Only, in the end, he didn't let that stop him. Chillingly, Sasha Samsudeen's life had been taken by the very person whose job it was to keep her safe.
That's what I was just saying, bro. Like, the people you think gon' goddamn help you and supposed to be keeping you safe can be the ones who fucking take your life. That shit, stories like this just make you don't want to trust no goddamn body. For real, man. Like, goddamn, then look at her, man. That's a beautiful woman, bro. Gone too soon. Rest in peace, Sasha.
It's people like Stephen Duxbury that really churn your stomach. The monsters hiding among us, who pounce on any twisted opportunity they can find, and force the rest of us to question the motives of those around us, even those we should be able to trust.
Crazy.
On October 17th, 2003, the lifeless bodies of two young lovers were discovered in the back of a white Ford F-150, just off Bumblebee Road, a popular camping spot near Black Canyon City, Arizona. Both bodies were found inside their sleeping bags, with multiple gunshot wounds to their heads.
Damn.
They were quickly identified as 19-year-old Lisa Guerreri and 21-year-old Brandon Rumbaugh, both of whom had been reported missing the previous day. The couple had travelled up to the remote Bumblebee Road exit off I-17 to spend their one-year anniversary together, an attempt to recreate the romantic stargazing of their first date. Sadly, it was a trip that they would never return from, and almost 2 decades later, their killer is yet to be caught.
Oh, man.
By all accounts, Lisa and Brandon were just your average young couple who lived together in Scottsdale, Arizona. Lisa was a Mesa High School graduate who worked for a local utilities company. She had dreams of becoming a wedding planner and regularly sang hymns at her local church. Brandon was a student and aspiring fitness entrepreneur who, according to friends, treated Lisa like a queen. Many said that the pair were a perfect match and that they were both kind, friendly and popular. Not a single person could think of anyone who would wish them dead. When the couple failed to return from their romantic getaway, Lisa's mother Paula immediately reported them missing. She later said it was extremely out of character for Lisa to stay out all night. Soon after they were reported missing, friends and family of the couple began to search the area surrounding Bumblebee Road. And on Sunday afternoon, just after 3:30 p.m, their bodies were discovered in the bed of their pickup truck. It's unclear whether or not they were asleep at the time they were slain, or indeed whether they were in their bags at the time, or had been placed in them afterwards.
Good question.
Following their arrival at the scene, local homicide detectives uncovered some deeply unsettling pieces of evidence. The first was a disposable camera found discarded just a few feet away from the couple's truck. Yavapai County Sheriff Frank Barbaro later stated that the camera appeared to have been thrown with a great deal of force, possibly in an attempt to destroy it. Although, if that was the case, it was a poor attempt. Several photographs were later recovered from the camera, but only 3 of them were of any real significance. The first showed Lisa sitting in the back of the truck, looking just off camera and smiling at the photographer. Behind her is pitch blackness. Despite her seemingly happy demeanor, Lisa's mother Paula believes that there's something off with her daughter's expression in this photo. In her words, as a mother, she can just tell that something's not right.
What y'all think? Y'all think something off with her demeanor? Or does it just look like a regular photo? Let's move this out the way. Or is she just, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong. Like, I think it was her boyfriend taking a picture of her in the back of the truck. Just looking at this photo, I don't think the damn killer intruder has even showed up yet. But you never know. So let's go.
The other photo shows Brandon in almost exactly the same position, in the bed of the same truck where he and his girlfriend would later be found lifeless. Only, unlike Lisa, Brandon isn't smiling in his photo. He remains straight-faced, with his arms folded. These images were almost certainly taken shortly before the couple met their grisly end. It remains...
Now heels kind of make you want to think that something might be going on more than hers. But the thing I'll say about him is, he a male. He trying to just look cool for a girl. Got the little stoic face on. Like, babe, I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting from it. Like, I don't think he looking like that because I can't even come up with a reason why he would be looking like that. Only that he just, trying to look like a badass for his baby. Take a little tough guy photo. You know what I'm saying? That's all I see, man. That's all I see for real, bro. But let's go.
It's unclear whether the couple took these images themselves, or whether someone else was behind the camera, posing them. Some agree that Lisa and Brandon appear uncomfortable, as if they were being photographed by a forceful third party, while others think that the images look completely normal, and that the couple were simply mucking around and making some memories together, oblivious to whoever lurked in the darkness surrounding them. Others still believe it's a mix of both, that their killer was operating the lens, but that it was someone that they already knew and were comfortable around, hence their laid-back demeanors. The final image of note on the camera is unusual. It seems to have been taken through a doorway, perhaps intentionally, perhaps by accident, and shows a room with a light fixture and a plant. None of the victim's friends or family were familiar with the location shown in this photo. It's not clear whether this image was taken before or after Lisa and Brandon were slain. If before, it could suggest that someone was trying to snap a secret shot of one or both victims. If after, that would mean that the perp took the camera from the scene of the slayings, photographed another location for whatever reason, then returned to the truck again after the fact. Aside from the photos, the second thing of note was that Brandon and Lisa's video camera was missing from the scene. They had brought the recording device along with them on their trip, but despite a thorough search of the surrounding area, it was nowhere to be found. Only its protective outer casing had been left behind, discarded near the truck. The fact that the video camera was the only thing taken by the perpetrator comes with its own chilling implication. That Brandon and Lisa weren't just the unfortunate victims of a cruel killer, but that they were also forced to star in their own snuff film. Based on the shell casings found at the scene, investigators determined that the couple had been shot with a .25 caliber handgun. But aside from that, the scene offered very little evidence at all. The investigation was also hampered by the fact that almost 100 other campers were in the area on the night of the incident. Dozens were tracked down and interviewed, but none of them were close enough to have heard any shots, and no one presented themselves as a potential suspect. In the 2 decades following Brandon and Lisa's slayings, 2 prevailing theories have emerged. The first involves the presence of a jealous person in their social circle. Lisa's uncle believes that one of her closest friends, a still unnamed male, harbored deep, unrequited feelings for her. This friend appeared content to remain in the so-called friend zone, but in the run-up to the murders, a great deal of social disharmony had rippled through the group of friends, possibly stemming from these unrequited feelings. It's also worth noting that the day before the couple lost their lives, Brandon was seen by neighbors arguing with an unidentified man outside his doorway. Many have speculated that this man may have been that very same jealous friend. Lisa's uncle claims that this friend suddenly disappeared following the slayings, and when police went to question him, they found his home completely empty and chemically cleaned. Given how suspicious that looked, police later tracked the man down in order to properly question him. Sadly, this move proved fruitless. He passed a polygraph test, gave them a strong alibi, and vehemently denied any involvement in his former friend's murders. In the end, law enforcement were forced to let him go, but he remains a person of interest to this day. After all, polygraphs aren't exactly the most reliable bit of kit. The second of the 2 dominant theories comes from a cold case volunteer by the name of Deborah West. Deborah spent the past 20 years working on the Bumblebee case and has come to the conclusion that Brandon and Lisa had most likely fallen victim to some kind of robbery gone wrong. Based on all the evidence, it's her view that the killer intended to steal what he thought was an empty truck, but was caught off guard by the couple's presence in the back of it. He then shot them in a moment of fright, perhaps after they woke up and saw his face. Deborah points to a very similar crime that occurred 6 months later, just a few miles away from where Brandon and Lisa were slain. In that instance, 2 men were shot dead before their truck was stolen. The thief was later found dead himself from a self-administered gunshot. Deborah believes that Brandon and Lisa's case can still be solved with the help of DNA testing, and that securing a DNA specimen from the deceased truck thief is the key. She's also publicly professed her hope that the couple's families will one day get the answers they deserve. But, in all likelihood, it'll be a very long wait indeed. Then again, if robbery was the slayer's motive, it seems unusual that he didn't drive off with the truck, and only took the couple's low-end video camera.
Yeah.
As such, some people have proposed a third theory, one that's much more speculative, but also much more sinister. That Brandon and Lisa were picked to be slain at random as part of a gang initiation. That may sound like a wild hypothesis, but it certainly wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened.
It's possible.
To give one quick example, on April 12, 2013, a 30-year-old man named Carlos Hernandez was exiting his home in Houston, Texas, when he was set upon by an 18-year-old woman named Estorel Simpson. Estorel walked over to Carlos and began dousing him with a highly flammable liquid. Then, before Carlos could figure out what was happening, Estorel took out a lighter and set Carlos ablaze. She ran back to a vehicle in which her 2 accomplices were waiting. They were members of a notorious street gang in the area, and this had been Estorel's initiation. As the trio fled the scene at high speed, Carlos's neighbors began to hear his blood-curdling screams. They rushed out with buckets full of water, attempting to douse the flames that engulfed Carlos's entire body. Sadly, their efforts were in vain. One police spokesperson later described Carlos's remains as unrecognizable.
Damn.
Estorel and her associates were later brought to justice after she made a frank and full confession to a friend. She told this friend how she had set Carlos alight, and bragged about how she had filmed the whole thing on her phone, and continued to beat him as he burned.
Wow.
This friend then went to the authorities, and told them everything.
Good.
Carlos had been chosen at random, and he's not the only innocent person to fall victim to this initiation practice.
No.
The Italian mob even have a name for it: making your bones. Perhaps just as Esterelle had recorded her initiation, Brandon and Lisa's killer may have recorded theirs, either on their own phone or on the couple's video camera. That recording may then have been given to the head of their organization, a symbol of their loyalty. In conjunction with the Arizona-based crime-fighting NGO Silent Witness, the families of Lisa and Brandon have offered a $10,000 reward to anyone who helps catch their slayer. But to date, not a single person has come forward with any useful information. Perhaps Lisa's old friend really was the man responsible. Perhaps this was just a robbery gone wrong. Or perhaps the truth is out there somewhere, on an old video cassette. Whatever the truth, looking at these photos now, knowing the fate that would soon befall Lisa.
I just want to pause one more time at the end, y'all, just so we can look at these damn photos. I'm trying to put video and photo together. These photos, man, I don't see nothing wrong with them right there. See, Lisa, I believe her boyfriend, whose name I can't think of right now, I think he the one holding the camera on this photo, and then I think Lisa is the one holding the camera on her boyfriend photo. Like, I don't think there's no unknown killer, no nothing. I don't think at this point in time they had any idea that they would be murdered very soon. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they had any idea of any danger. They weren't feeling no danger. They thought it was just them two there enjoying their anniversary. But let's finish it up.
From Brandon is unsettling to say the least. And it makes you wonder what sinister force was lurking around them in the darkness that fateful night.
Yeah. Now see, when Lazy just said that, y'all, he did make me think, like, what if while they was taking them photos, whoever did murder them was sitting right there watching all that shit go on? Now that kind of creeped me out a little bit, you know what I'm saying, bro? Whoever murdered them, bro, could have already been watching them take these photos together and all that shit, and then later on pull up and murder them, however they did it. This one, man, when I first heard Lazy say that it's a 20-year mystery, I'm like, oh, man. Because I hate cold cases, man. I hate not knowing what happened to these people, man. And then this one right here, all the theories, I mean, they good theories, I guess, but at the same time, man, I feel like you can have a million theories out here for what happened to these people, man. What was the first theory? That it was a jealous friend who was mad they was in the friend zone, then they murdered. I mean, okay, yeah, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. The third one was what? The damn gang initiation shit. Gang initiation shit is really true out here. Even in my city, I know of some gang initiation shit where people that got shot at, killed. It's real. It's real. I can't even remember what the damn second one was. But whatever, man. I just feel like, bro, we'll never know. And people can come up with whatever kind of theories they want to come up with, but we'll just never know at the end of the day. And another thing, it could have been somebody, they said it was over 100 people out there, but nobody was close enough to their truck. You'll never know, man, with this shit, man. I thought they was like literally just out there by themselves and it wasn't another person around for miles and miles, but it was other people out there. And one more thing I'm saying about it is, like I said, y'all, I don't see nothing wrong with them in them photos. Some of y'all might do. Some of y'all might don't like me, but I just really don't see nothing wrong with them in them photos, bro. I just think them was some regular pictures taken. The first one. What was the first one real quick, y'all? What the hell was the damn first one, man? I don't even remember the first. Oh, yeah, the damn Sasha lady, man. R.I.P. R.I.P. to Sasha, man. Bro. The lady got killed by the damn security guard. Like, bro, that is just crazy, man. But at least we got a closing to that one. You know what I'm saying? At least we actually got closure to that one. It got solved. he gone to prison. You know what I'm saying? Whoever killed that young couple out there, man, they'll never be found. I digress, my people. Good video. I'll holler at y'all again tomorrow. Y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and all that good right there for me. And come on back with me once again. But until y'all come on back with me once again, I got a couple of more things to say. Love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.